You're watching the 2024 SCAC Softball Media Days. Today we're taking a look at the Schreiner University softball program. The Mountaineers will be led as they head into the season under the guidance of head coach Melissa Hansen, along with leadership from sophomore Kendall Lippold. Coach Kendall, thanks so much for joining us today.
For sure. Thank you for having us.
Coach, we'll open up with you heading into now your third season as the head coach of the Mountaineers softball program there in Kerrville. What have you learned over the course of those opening two seasons as you continue to sort of find your way there as the head coach of the Mountaineers program? And ultimately, how excited are you to now be back here at the start of your third season and getting underway?
Oh, very excited. I feel like every year I get the excitement coming back in August to train and prepare for our season mentally and physically. Coming into this 2.5 years ago, going into year three, it's been a blessing, and I've been fortunate to have a lot of great young women to work with.
Kendall, you burst onto the scene last year in your first season there with the Schreiner softball program, really thrown into the thralls of this lineup from day one. What did that experience as a first year do in terms of your confidence as you sort of, understand the ups and downs of the season? What did you learn that will help you coming into your sophomore campaign? And, ultimately, how excited you just be back with the team and ready to start a new year?
Well, at the beginning, it was very scary, of course, but I had a great support system. I had my family, I had Coach Hansen, I had the rest of my team, and they were all, pushing me to do my best. And so I've kind of really grown into a good, stable mindset of being able to play. And I'm going to bring that into this year. And I hope I can, perform just as I did last year or even better.
Coach, as we take a look at this lineup, this is a group that as college athletics, the ebbs and flows of it, you graduate quite a bit of experience from last year, and you sort of return with a couple of main, folks in your lineup. Kendall, obviously, next to you there, as well as Yadia Lopez, two returners that had 25 plus hits on this team a season ago. How do you see this lineup sort of starting to come together with some new pieces that will be inserted, and ultimately, kind of what is the approach that you like your team to have when they step into the box?
We have a really young group. Overall, majority of our group is pretty much freshmen and sophomore, with a few juniors and seniors in the mix. It's a great group to have. There's so many strengths and weaknesses that complement each other. I do feel like, top to bottom, we're going to get there. I also think that with the amount of experience that we do have, whether they were on the field or not, is also a good source of leadership. And that's replacing the leadership that we lost to graduation this last year. We lost a really strong group of young women who were great leaders for us. But as far as the approach at the plate, I think just coming in and approaching it the way we do everything, which is set a growth plan and where we want to be and set those goals, and going into each game, with the strong mindset of let's just produce runs, let's do one thing at a time, pitch for pitch, and not get ahead of ourselves.
I talk about the experience that you gained from a season ago. Not only did you get experience, but you took advantage of it. Absolutely outstanding performance from you last year as a freshman. All SCAC honorable mention accolades, second on the team in terms of hits, batting average, RBI. Really carried your weight within this lineup over the course of your first year. What does a season like that do for your confidence when it comes to your approach at the plate? And ultimately, what have you continued to work on individually to grow and get better as you head into your sophomore season?
Well, my confidence was definitely high after last season. At the end, I kind of was up and down here and there, but after seeing what I could do, my confidence was really high, and I'm hoping to bring that confidence into this year. I've been, practicing what I was weak on last year, and, continuing to just build that strength to keep, my place in the lineup and to keep those hits coming.
Coach, as we talked about that lineup and kind of the experience that graduated, conversely, as we look at this pitching staff, a number of arms that return with plenty of experience from last year's team. 3 women that had 47 plus innings pitched in the circle for this group a season ago: Kai Kusak, Tristan Leesman, Amanda Pollock, those 3 women that will headline this staff. Talk a little bit about what you expect to see from this pitching staff as they start to grow early on this season, and what that experience can do for this group in terms of their confidence in taking that next step this year.
For sure. I feel like those young girls, that's the young women that stepped into the role on the mound last year was a huge asset for us coming in, just because for this year they're going to be extremely mentally tough compared to what they had to step into last year. We do have some freshmen this year that are stepping in and complimenting those girls as well. And I feel like overall that pitching staff is going to be strong. We did bring in Kat Arocha that was over at Olu, who was helping with their pitchers, and she's coming in and doing some great things mentally for them. And I think that's just going to go leaps and bounds above where they were last year.
And Kendall, as you've had conversations with some of your teammates and other leaders within this group about some of the goals and expectations heading into this season, what have those conversations looked like? And ultimately, what's going to be key for this group to accomplish those heading into 2024?
Those conversations have been really strong. You know, all of our leaders and our teammates, we've come together and we've talked about a bunch of offensive and defensive goals that we plan to really focus on and push ourselves to perfect during practice. And we hope to apply that to our games.
And finally, Coach, as we wrap things up with you, success obviously can be measured in so many different, ways and forms and fashions and quantified on different levels. As you talk about, success with your women within this program, what is that message that you try and deliver to this group? And ultimately, this season looks successful if what plays out for this team as it unfolds here in 2024?
I think the biggest thing for any female, sport right now for young women is we're trying to get them to understand the growth plan of how they step in and where we're going to be at the end of the day. There are life lessons that are involved every day. I think the culture, building the culture and maintaining that strong culture for our team. But I think the growth plan coming in individually and as a team is important to keep that in sight. So they understand that there are going to be failures and successes, and it's going to be measured out a whole lot more than just the win-loss column.
Schreiner University head softball coach Melissa Hansen, along with leadership from sophomore Kendall Lippold, the Mountaineers will open up the 2024 campaign when they take on Texas A&M San Antonio on February 7th. Coach Kendall, thanks so much for joining us today, and best of luck as you head into the year.
Thank you.